On November 23, 2025, the world stopped for a moment as smoke rose from the Dubai runway and the Indian Tejas fighter jet lay broken on the ground. Everyone saw the short clips. Everyone saw the flame. Everyone saw the shattered pieces of a jet India proudly called world-class. But what actually happened in those critical seconds? What went wrong in a jet that India often describes as a technological milestone? And why did this happen in one of the world's most prestigious airs? Today we break down every publicly available detail to understand the truth behind this dramatic crash. Dubai authorities confirmed that the pilot ejected safely, which instantly tells us one thing. There was no slow warning. There was no gentle decline. Something sudden forced the pilot to abandon the aircraft mid-performance. Eyewitness videos show the Tejas speeding low above the runway, before losing stability sharply, leaning to the left and collapsing into the ground. The moment it touched the runway, the entire front section broke apart, and fire erupted instantly. For a jet that has been promoted as a lightweight, agile, and highly maneuverable aircraft, this collapse raised serious questions. The Indian team in Dubai quickly stated that the crash seemed to be caused by a technical malfunction. But what kind of malfunction forces an experienced pilot to eject during a simple flight demonstration? Was there an issue with flight control? Was there an engine stall? Was it related to the landing gear? Or did something inside the aircraft fail under stress? These are the questions experts are now debating. Some aviation analysts pointed out that this is not the first time Tejas has faced mechanical concerns. Over the years, the program has dealt with delays, weight issues, and multiple redesigns. India always defended the jet, claiming that Tejas was not just capable but better than many global fighters, even calling it comparable to fifth-generation jets, including the F-35. Those bold claims now sit under a new kind of spotlight. Because when you claim your jet is stronger, tougher, and more advanced than global heavyweights, a crash at an international stage becomes more than a simple incident. It becomes a credibility test. The Dubai Air Show is a place where countries come to sell jets, secure deals, impress investors, and show the world what their air force can do. So, the question hits harder. Why bring a jet into a high-pressure demonstration if it was not absolutely ready? Was the aircraft tested enough before flying? Was there pressure to show off Tejas to potential buyers? Or was this simply an unpredictable failure? The crash scene itself tells a powerful story. The nose section separated almost instantly. Debris scattered across the runway. Flames surged from the fuselage. Fire teams rushed in within seconds. All of this signals a high impact, early touchdown, or sudden structural failure. The aircraft did not bounce. It cracked immediately on contact. That type of break usually hints at a landing gear collapse or a control loss during the final descent. India immediately launched an investigation and stated that a full technical review would be done. Experts expect the final report to focus on mechanical factors and pilot inputs. But until that report becomes public, all we have are visuals, expert opinions, and past performance data. And these pieces form a story that is both technical and political. Because Tejas is more than just a jet. It is India's symbol of indigenous manufacturing. It represents decades of development and billions in investment. When that symbol crashes on an international runway, the pressure on officials doubles. Let's talk about public reaction. Social media exploded within minutes. Some blamed pilot error, but the pilot safely ejecting at the last moment contradicts that. Others blamed lack of maintenance. Others said it was a risky maneuver and the pilot may not have had enough time to stabilize. Supporters praised the quick ejection system, which clearly worked perfectly. Critics said the aircraft showed structural weakness. Supporters said every jet has accidents and investigations always reveal the truth. The debate is still ongoing. The aviation world responded with curiosity rather than judgment. Crashes happen to all modern jets. Even advanced aircraft like the F-22 and F-35 have seen multiple incidents during testing and deployment. The difference here is that Tejas was performing in front of the entire world during a high-visibility event. When a jet crashes at home, people ask questions. When a jet crashes internationally, the whole planet asks questions. India's claims about Tejas have always been ambitious. Officials often stated that the jet is not only one of the best light combat aircraft in the world, but in some scenarios even superior to heavier jets, like the F-35, due to agility and low radar signature. They promoted it as a future backbone of the Indian Air Force and a strong export candidate. But now with the Dubai crash, many critics say that these claims need stronger proof, more flight hours, and more successful demonstrations before being accepted globally. Another major point is the pilot. He survived with minor injuries thanks to a rapid ejection. That fact alone proves that the safety systems on Tejas worked exactly as designed. Ejection seats are extremely complex, and they must respond in milliseconds. In this case, it did. This is one positive takeaway from an otherwise dramatic scene. So what really happened? We cannot give you an answer until the final investigation report is released. But based on what we know, the most likely causes include mechanical malfunction, flight control, error landing gear, failure, or instability during low-altitude maneuvering. What we do know is that the crash raises serious questions about readiness testing, protocols, and performance consistency. Dubai has already cleared the runway. The investigation teams are reviewing flight data. India has promised transparency, but the world will be watching closely. Because when a jet that was called world-class crashes during a demonstration meant to prove its greatness, people will question every claim made about it. Accidents do not define an aircraft. What defines it is how the manufacturer responds, how the investigation is handled, and what improvements follow. If India uses this moment to improve Tejas even more, it could turn this setback into a lesson. But if the investigation hides details or avoids tough questions, then the doubts raised today will follow the jet for years. In the end, the Tejas crash in Dubai is not just a moment caught on camera. It is a reminder that aviation is unforgiving, that technology demands perfection, and that every nation claiming power in the skies must prove it with performance, not just statements. The world saw the crash. Now the world waits for the truth.